Hey everyone, welcome back to the C Morning Show. Rahma, hey, we're on air. What are you doing?
Boan, wait. I need to do something. I need to pay my zakat.
Oh, you're paying your zakat right now?
Yep, yeah.
Is it easy to do it on the phone?
It's easy as ABC.
That easy, huh?
Seriously, very easy.
Nice, nice. I've read an article once saying that, zakat is not only a religious obligation, is that correct, Rahma?
That is so
But it also actually plays a big role in terms of economic empowerment and community development.
Yes, that is so true, Boan. Now, this is especially important because during this pandemic, poverty rate is increasing. And obviously, to discuss further about this zakat, we are connected with an economist and a Sharia finance expert who is currently the Islamic economic at FEMIPB itself, Mr. Irfan Beik. Selamat pagi, Mr. Irfan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. It's good to have you early this morning. We are going to talk about zakat, which is very important for this Ramadan month, especially for Muslims, right, Mr. Irfan? Now, what exactly is zakat? Can you elaborate with us about zakat? What it is? Why is it different with infaq and also sadaqah?
Okay. So let me begin my explanation by defining infaq first.
Yes.
Yeah, infaq is a recommendable action in which we spend some part of our wealth. And in the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala uses the term infaq for two things. The first one is the spending in the way of Allah, and the second one is the spending in the way of shaitan. Yeah, for example, in the Surah Al-Anfal, verse number 36, in this ayah, Allah has mentioned that those who are the non-believers also pay infaq, but their intention is to push people to act far from the Allah's path. So this is the meaning of infaq. So it is basically recommendable. On the other hand, we also know the term sadaqah. Yeah, sadaqah is another spending in the way of Allah. It can be on the material spending, like we spend some money or some goods. Yeah, it can also be on non-material spending. Yeah, non-material giving. Yeah, for example, like smiling, at-tabassamu sadaqah. That is the one of the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if you are smiling, actually you give your sadaqah. So please now both of you can smile. So you give sadaqah this morning. Yeah. On the other hand, the obligatory part is zakat. So zakat is obligatory spending. Yeah. For those who have fulfilled the criteria for being muzaki. Muzaki is the one that is obliged to pay zakat.
Right.
Yeah, and the collected fund must be distributed to the determined recipients, as mentioned in the Quran, Surah At-Tawbah, verse number 60. So sometimes in the Quran or in Hadith, zakat is also called as obligatory sadaqah or obligatory infaq.
I see,
yeah?
I see.
For example, like in the Surah At-Tawbah, verse number 103, Allah says, "Khudh min amwalihim sadaqah." So the term sadaqah used in this ayah basically reflect zakat because it is mandatory sadaqah.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the difference between the three
Yes.
terms.
And don't worry, behind these masks, we're definitely smiling, don't worry. But I'm curious, again, you mentioned it's very important, right, that if zakat is important. And this is a simple matter, but I think a lot of our viewers are wondering about right now, since the pandemic, right, that a lot of people are staying at home.
Yes.
There's limited physical contact. Are zakat fitrah payments official and valid without handshake?
Yeah, actually, we need to understand that the ijab and qabul process, actually it may vary according to the situation and condition. So we can complete an akad, or a transaction without having our handshake. I mean, we can complete the process, through online process, for example. So it is still valid from the perspective of the Sharia because Islam wants easiness for us, yeah, to fulfill our obligation. So that's why by paying through online platform, for example, yeah, zakat payment is still considered valid, yeah,
Right.
according to the Sharia. Yeah, similarly, if you are going to supermarket, yeah, you want to purchase some goods there, and then when you take the goods and then you pay to cashier, it means you agree to buy. So you don't have to shake your hands with the cashier. Yeah,
Right.
let's say the cashier, I buy these goods, this
Yeah.
item, that item. So please accept this. Okay, sir, I accept this, and then you have to pay this amount.
Yes.
So if you do this, then the queue line will be 2 hours. Yeah?
Right. That is true.
Yeah. So it means that as long as the intention is clear,
Right.
and the method is understood clearly to both parties, so the transaction is valid. For example, if the Amil institution provide a certain bank account for zakat fitrah payment, and then we know that this account is basically devoted for zakat fitrah payment. So if we transfer our fund to that account, basically the intention will be on zakat fitrah payment.
Right.
And then the Amil institution will understand that those money coming into this account will be considered, will be recorded and documented as zakat fitrah
There
payment.
you go.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so clear. Yeah, because what's going on now, the hocus pocus is, people are saying that when you do, you pay zakat itself, that you have to, they urge you to go to the mosque, you have to do the handshake, and it needs to be like, male versus male. It cannot be like female versus male and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But again, with this technology, again, it is very simple.
Simple. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Now, Mr. Irfan, last April, Business actually proposed a salary cut for civil
Yes.
service people and also staff of state-owned enterprises that will count as zakat itself. Now, can this be considered income for zakat?
Yeah, actually, zakat in general can be divided into two types. The first one is zakat fitrah, yeah, which is paid during the holy month of Ramadan and maximum before the Salatul Idul Fitr,
Yes.
yeah. And then the second one is zakatul mal, which means that zakat on all types of wealth that we have. And one of the types of zakatul mal is zakat on income. So if we work, yeah, let's say you become the news presenter, you receive some money as your salary. So in this salary, there is obligation for us, yeah, to pay our zakat when our income has exceeded the nisab. Nisab is the exemption limit, the minimum standard for us to be categorized as muzaki. Yeah, so in our case in Indonesia, the minimum standard for us to be categorized as muzaki is around 6.3 million rupiah per month.
Right.
So if you have monthly income exceeding 6.3 million, yeah, so you are obliged to pay zakat. And when we propose the regulation, yeah, to directly deduct the salary, yeah, by 2.5%, so it means that we want to make easiness for the people, yeah, for the muzaki. So when they receive their income, they don't have to pay again zakat because their income is already cut off. I mean, the zakat is already deducted, yeah, from that salary. So actually, yeah, this is just to make easier, yeah, for the muzaki to fulfill their obligation. Because if we don't pay zakat, yeah, if nauzubillah, if we are, if we pass away without paying zakat, we leave this world, yeah, and then we die and we don't pay zakat. So in the Quran, it is stated that you are dying with having a very great sins, which is shirk. Yeah, shirk. Yeah, shirk is the greatest sin. If you commit that sin, you will not be forgiven by Allah forever.
Yes.
So it will erase your goodness. It will erase your amalus salih. It will erase everything that you have done. Yeah, your prayer will be erased.
Yes.
Yeah, and then your Hajj will be erased. Your Umrah will be erased. Why?
Yes.
Because you don't pay zakat. That's
Yes.
why when there was a movement to separate zakat obligation with salah obligation during the time of the Khalifah Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, what he did, he declared war to those who separate the zakat obligation with the prayer obligation. So
Yes.
this is a
Yes.
very important matter. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
so Irfan, as we just talked about, zakat is important, right? And we know
Yes.
that there has been deduction from government or state-owned enterprise salary. But in your
Yeah.
opinion, how can zakat support our national economic recovery? As we know, the economy has taken a hit because of the pandemic this past year.
Yeah, actually, last year the role of zakat was quite significant. From the collected zakat, which was around almost 12 trillion rupiah, but it is still unaudited, yeah, because the audit process is still going on. So out of that amount, most of the allocation of zakat is on those who are affected by the pandemic. Yeah, Basnas, for example, last year was issuing 3 types of programs, in order to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, the first one is on the health emergency program, in which Basnas and other zakat institutions launch the health program, attempting to help those who are affected by the COVID-19, who are suffering the COVID-19. So, for example, we provide the mask. Yeah, we also purchase some ventilators needed. Yeah, for those who require that ventilators, etc. And the second one was the program of socio-economic emergency program, because many who are laid off, from their companies, so they become poor, and the number of poverty was increasing. So we provide several assistance programs like cash forward programs, or food assistance program,
Yes.
or we inject some capital to help the small businesses affected by the pandemic, because many businesses were collapsed, especially the micro and small scale businesses.
Yes.
So they collapsed. So we provide the capital, to be injected to their business. So the amount was quite significant. More than 1 trillion rupiah was distributed,
Wow. Yeah.
specifically to help those who are affected by the pandemic.
Wow.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Mr. Irfan, this may be the last question. How has the pandemic itself impacted zakat payments?
Yeah, it's very interesting. If we look at the data, in the year 2020, there was an increase in the zakat collection by 30%. So although our economy was suffering recession, was suffering the negative growth, but the collection of zakat was increasing by 30%. I think there are two major reasons regarding this. The first one, some Indonesian people who are not really affected, by pandemic, they reduce their consumption. For example, they reduce the spending on traveling. And then they reallocate, this fund to donation. So reallocation of fund to donation. That's why the collection of zakat, infak, and sadaqah last year was, amazing. It was increased by 30%.
Wow.
This is number one. The second reason was the ability of zakat institutions like Basnas to adapt, with the changing condition. They adjust the business process by strengthening the capacity to utilize the digital technology. So we launch various digital platforms in
Yes.
order to provide easy facilities that can be accessed by anyone, anywhere in this country, so that the collection channel can absorb the fund donated by the people. So utilizing digital technology was one of the main reasons why the collection of zakat, infak, and sodakoh last year can be increased. And also, this confirms that Indonesian people, if you remember in the World Giving Index 2018, that Indonesian people are considered as the most generous people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are ranked number one, if you
Yes.
remember, in the World Giving Index. So this increase actually confirms this World Giving Index. So that's why we believe, I'm convinced that we can overcome this pandemic if we promote and educate people on the importance of zakat, because
Yes.
naturally Indonesian people are the ones who love to share.
Yes.
All right.
True.
Thank you so much, Pa Irfan, for joining us this morning. Pa Irfan is Islamic economist at
You're welcome.
IPB, and we'll have you again soon. So hopefully you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Stay
you.
healthy,
Thank you.
Mr. Irfan.
Yes, stay healthy, stay safe.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as we just talked, Rahma, giving zakat is very easy digitally, right? It's very important to the national economy. Last year, 12 trillion. That's no small number.
Yep.
And again, I mean, for those watching at home, for if you got your THR or religious holiday allowance, please make sure, don't forget to help zakat, because it's a very important impact to everyone around us, and we'll get through this community together.
Yes, it cleanses your body as well. If you do zakat, it's very good for your religion as well, and it's good for the economy.
Yeah, Indonesians, we're generous, right? So make
Yes.
sure we give back.
Number one, don't forget.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after this short break. Make sure you stay tuned here right with us here on the C Morning Show on C Today.